Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depend on where you are located at. What part of the rainbow are you in? Oh my. You know, how many people lost the bet or they won the bet? That's what I want to know. How many people won the bet? Big Kevin, I'm in Thailand. I am in Pattaya, Thailand. What part of Thailand are you in? And welcome to the bullpen. I hope everybody's doing good. What I want to know is how many people won the bet? Like Frankie's going to be off for 1 day, 2 days. I put 1 day. I announced that he was going to be gone for 1 day, and lo and behold, 1 day he stayed off. That must have just drove him literally crazy. He must have been popping Xanax like M&Ms. We have Doug in the house. Hello, Doug. Doug, how much did you win? Or how much did you lose? Did you make any bets? Smash that like button, you guys. I wish everybody is doing good. I am doing always good. I had a good lunch date the other day when I'm at 12:30. Had a good lunch. Well, went to a buffet, of course, because can only afford to have a buffet. I mean, if you're gonna eat all you can eat and you have a big variety, it's okay to go out and splurge. Hey, Ted. How you doing, my friend? Welcome back to the bullpen. Doug, your daughter's still here in town, or did she go back home already? Oh, there we go. Kevin, I am in Thailand. Welcome to Thailand. Welcome to the kingdom of Thailand. Hope you enjoy yourself. No, yes, no. There you go. Biggie's in the house. Just a moment, Biggie. Looking for Don C too. Don't know why, but both of you guys. There we go. Don't know why, but both of you guys. Everybody except Doug got their wrench taken away. Not taken away, but I don't know if it was a virus or somebody did it or what, but a lot of people got it taken away. But I tried to explain the other day. I said hi to Biggie, and I think he was having a show or something. No, he was not ET. I was watching, and Biggie mentioned that, and I came back and looked, and lo and behold, yes, that was, but it was I don't know if it was a mechanical. Biggie said 48 hours, two days. Oh my, yeah. Now he's having a show right now. I got a friend of mine that told me that he was having a show, and he's always trying to give everybody advice. He thinks I should go back to the U.S. He thinks I should do. I've been here and in Vietnam for over a year now. Over a year. And this poor little man, oh, Kevin, he has health problems. Hey, you have more health problems than I do. I mean, you don't see me popping pills every 30 seconds. And he's trying to tell everybody, I'm okay, but other people, they have a problem and I don't have a problem. Hell, no, you got psychological problems and health problems. This guy is afraid of dying. Me, if I die, cremate me. Do it the Thai way and just cremate me. That's all. I mean, you don't need to put me like do a Viking funeral or anything, or put me on a plane and let another person have the burden. Just cremate me. I mean, take me to the temple, put me up, and then light the candle, and that's it. But yeah, this poor old man. Oh, Kevin's health is. I did how many. I don't need to prove. I don't need to prove myself to this old man. I did do a video of me going to the Hilton, um, the hotel, and the mall over at Central Plaza, and I did a walk around and everything. And he maybe he got mad because people are saying hello to me and all this kind of stuff. I know that makes him angry because he doesn't have people saying hello to him. He don't have people, you know, like I said, his dog is happy when he's around, but is Gilda happy? I don't think so. Gilda is the one that's probably encouraging him to take another pill. I mean, hell, I know how many times does he go to the doctor? I'm sure he goes quite often, checking to see how that ticker is doing. Doug Williams, how you doing, man? I got the link out, I believe. Here is the link. Nobody likes to scroll and use the link, but I just popped the link out. If anybody want to come up and tell us, did you win? Did you lose? Were you a non-compliant on how long that old man was going to be gone? And why is he so concerned? Like, if I have money or not and everything. Why is he so concerned that people give me super chat? Why? Because he don't get nothing. Well, he was once monetized. What happened? Nah, only time will tell what happened. But I don't need to go. I don't take my pills no more. I haven't been to the doctor, and I'm doing great. If I took my blood pressure right now, I know it's better than his. I can guarantee my blood pressure is better than his. Matter of fact, I got a watch that tells my vitals, how many steps and everything. I copied Big E before I left the U.S. and I bought this watch. There we go. So what is my blood pressure? My heart rate, my blood pressure. Here, BP. It was at 108, 77, 108 over 77. What is your blood pressure, old man? And you do look old. You do look old and worn out and not very machismo. You can ask anybody in the audience. Biggie. So how? Up. 116. 116 is my heart rate. I mean, is my blood pressure. 116. What is yours, buddy? What is your heart rate? I don't know if you go off of like your age or your body type, but 116 is damn good for my age, my size. Because he's always saying, I got hypertension, I got heart problem. I don't have no heart problem. Like I said, this poor guy, he insists my bio. See what that says right off the bat. But yeah, you guys, I saw one comment in. Yeah, the old man said he would die without. He must have been almost with him being gone 24 hours. Must have drove old Gilda crazy. Him bitching and moaning about everything. That poor lady was going, fuck, just have a show. Shut up and leave me alone. No, that must have drove poor Gilda crazy, watching this guy have nothing to do and walk around in circles. He is winning it. You know what? He ain't winning. He hasn't won. Well, fuck. He never won. Period. This old fuck. I mean, this old gentleman, senior citizen. His clock. I doubt that he's gonna make it by next year. The way he acts, the way he looks. Take off those sunglasses, buddy, and look at it. Do I got bags under my eyes? No. Does this guy have bags under his eyes? You absolutely. He got bags. And hypertension. Rick always loses. Yeah, he loses his mind. And what, a couple of weeks ago, he said that Gilda was holding his hand. The great Don C said she was checking her for a pulse. Don said she was checking his pulse. Maybe he stopped breathing when he was sleeping, and she just went over and checked it. Damn. Poor guy. I am feeling awesome. This old man gets angry when I say that I lost weight or I am still losing weight. I will stand up. He gets angry about that. And he don't like it when people are out looking him. But yeah, it is funny that he always has to talk about obesity, and now he's saying it's a toss up between me and Ricky Drama. I know Ricky Drama, Big E, and I know we will all outlive him. Up there, here he is. Right here's old Frank. Come on up, Frank. Tell us why you came back. Right here's Frank. I know this is him. You need to go back. Why do I need? I've been gone for over a year. I survived without her for over a year. I mean, why do I you need to go back to your daughter and make nice, even though she don't give a shit about you. Yeah, I don't need to go back to the basement. I'm doing good. And Frank, I make more money than you do on my social security. I make more money than you do. I bet you that kind of makes you mad. Plus, I have a retirement check from Alaska. I have two checks, and I'm still doing better than you. Plus, I got YouTube that I make money off of. I know that makes him crazy. Frank. Well, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, how is your daughter? And my kids. Well, my daughters are doing awesome in Australia, and my sons and my grandkids, they are doing awesome, and we all talk together. And I did get a Father's Day. But yeah, you guys, going bye. Frank, only way he gets off of YouTube is one if they ban him. I mean, or they plant him in the ground because he is so lonely. This is his only friends is the trolls. He don't have anybody that really care about him except the dogs, of course. But Gilder and the basketball team, they could care less if he was around. But again, they need the money, so they do need him because feeding time. Oh, and Frank, why do I have better audience than you do? That's what I want to know. Why is my audience a lot better than yours? You ever ask yourself that why the Big Kevin audience is a whole lot better than his? Yeah. You know he's listening. You know he's listening and he's taking notes. Taking notes. I got 30 people in my audience right now, kicking back, and they are killing it. Uh, but you do feel sorry for him. I mean, well, at least you should feel sorry for old Gilda. I mean, she is old. I mean, heck, the great Doug Williams has a beautiful wife. She's very attractive looking, and Big E's wife is April. She's also very attractive. But you got to get what you got to get. Not everybody can have a beauty queen like Doug Williams, Big E, and Don C. Don C has a very attractive wife. So you know that makes him angry that these guys, and maybe Don C is almost up to his age, and he's still got a very attractive, skinny, with a good figure wife. So we salute you guys that have take the time and groom your wives and your relationships. when was the last time old man took his wife or his girlfriend out for a good time? Gilda's staring at Frank right now, going like this. When was the last time you took me out? Poor lady. He spends more time on the internet than he does with her. And he was saying about one of the boys has a girlfriend and stuff, and that's kind of scary listening to him talking about. He's saying about her hormones and his hormones and stuff, because he is kind of like a predator person when it comes to boys and other like women. Because again, Brevis was saying about when he visited, and Frank was making like staring at her and looking at her boobs and everything. So I mean that must have been kind of scary, like an awkward feeling. And then the great Mick Fisher brought his friend to the luncheon, and he was probably gawking over her too. So that's kind of bad. Yeah, Frank. No baggy eyes, no dark marks. That's why you wear sunglasses inside your own house, and you want to wear sunglasses because you are kind of ashamed on how your appearance looking. Yeah, that is embarrassing. Please tell us that Gil cut your toenails. We got Steve in the house. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for coming up and hanging out with us here in the house. We got Doug still in the house. We got Big E in the house. Everybody's doing better than Frank. Even the great Bob Cooper is doing better than him. I'd like to give a shout out to Pennsylvania Trucker. Give a shout out to also my buddy Steve, Havoc Master. He's taking care of his father. His father needs special care time to time, and his son is with his father always because he cares about his father. So I mean, it's nice to have somebody that you care about. It's nice to have somebody that cares about you. I wonder if Frank knows. Why is that? He was always singing about. That's. I mean, he only sings about songs from way back in his childhood. He might not realize that he's doing that, singing. Let's be honest, Gilda is not. Like I said, I do feel bad. I feel sad for because a Gilda gets a lot of abuse, mental abuse and verbal abuse from him. He probably takes a swing at her from time to time when things aren't going good for him. We got the legendary Popeye in the house. Hello, Popeye. I bet you Popeye was taking bets on when he was gonna come back. I bet you Popeye was spot on about the prediction. Because usually Popeye is never wrong when it comes to these idiots. John Blaze. Hello, Kevin. Again, I give an open invitation for anybody want to come up and give us what you think about the old guy coming back from his delayed vacation. What's going on, Popeye? Ask Frank about Gilda's new friend. I bet you, how many, like I said, I feel bad about Gilda. Out of all her friends, how many come to the house and visit when, you know, I bet you he scared off a lot of her friends. They just literally quit coming. Or, they just made themselves unavailable for her. She might meet up in Cebu. I bet you she meets up with a lot of young gentlemen. Matter of fact, somebody sent me a picture in my email, and it's been a while, right? Somebody says, how long has it been? A person that has 8 kids, and she goes, it's been a while. Oh, fuck. The frail one hasn't had. Oh, hell. Again, she has she's been in menopause for a long time, and I don't think she has the urge anymore. Don C is a stud. Well, have you seen his wife? Man, he got to be something to have a nice young looking wife. I think his wife is like 43, 44, and she is stunning looking. Don C is killing it. Big E is killing it with his relationship. Well, and at Big E's age, and he has a strong, strapping young son. Strapping young son. I met him. I seen him, and his son is well fed, well loved. They have a good relationship. I see Biggie holding his son, probably changing the diaper too all the time. Well, not all the time, but a good helping hand. And not because he has to. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for hanging out with us here in the bullpen. I got some good videos that I posted, of me walking around. And I'm doing damn good. I do need to have a knee replacement, and I am doing very good on my own. But I don't take pain medicine. I don't take all these like Xanax and all these kind of mind altering drugs and drugs to help me sleep. But I know there is a man out there that needs all these chemicals in his body. Can you imagine if he got off on these meds that he has to take? What kind of how he could act, or would he be comatose? Are these medicines like the fish oils? He takes that because of his high blood pressure, and all these other homemade remedies and things. He even mentioned that he takes a peck of medicine to make it, but when he's by himself, he could go turn on the internet and bust a nut. You know that he's taking these kind of medicines. There we go. Oh, not everyone has a live. Not everybody live in who is. Well, when you get a certain age, things don't look good no more. Things don't look like they used to look. And in his case, oh my. Yeah, things just don't work. Things like I said, but that's good that you could take vitamins to perk you up. Thank you guys for coming out, hanging out with us. My topic is Fang couldn't stay away. He couldn't, it must have been very difficult for him to stay with the group. Well, howdy, folks. We got Biggie in the audience. Thank you, buddy, for coming up and hanging out with us here in the bullpen. How much did you win, or how much did you lose the bet on how long he was going to be gone?
I lost by 24 hours. I said 48
I'm
hours. I was
sorry. I'm
way off.
sorry to hear that.
I heard you mention my son here, so I wanted to show the audience.
Just a moment.
Can you see that? It's kind of
Yeah, there you go. Look how big has he gotten already. Wow. Has he taken steps already?
he's about to. He just turned 1,
Wow.
and he's spoiled,
And there's the
because he
beautiful
has a bunch of little
honeycomb.
elves. That's the hip hop honeycomb, and there's April.
Oh, and we got April.
We're headed out to live band thing here.
Nice. You're still in Malaysia?
Yep, Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah. And did you meet up with your buddy? Yeah, I watched
Oh, I
him when he was
kind of.
having a show the other day. He looks pretty good for his age.
Who?
ET? Did I say that right?
Who? Sorry, the
Your
out.
your your friend that's there.
My friend, that's E.T. Yeah, I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
met him
okay. Yeah, I
a
just
few
said
times.
ET.
He's a great guy in
Uh-huh.
real life.
Well, he seems like a nice guy.
He is. It's a great guy.
When
When you
he's
meet him, he's
having
really
a
great.
show.
He's very tall for an Asian too. He's like 6'3".
Oh wow, man! You know that
Yeah, that's why I said
I
he's.
thought most people is only like 4 foot tall, like the little man.
Not him. He's about 1 foot and 1 inch taller than Mr. Orange.
The Munchkin.
Nothing rhymes with orange, as they say.
Oh man, I tell you. But yeah, he like I said, I caught the end of his show, and the poor guy is insistent that I need to go home, go back to Kentucky, and but I could have hospital, be close to a hospital. We have world class hospitals here that are cheaper. I mean, I don't know why he's saying, "Oh, you need to go
Wait,
back to your
wait.
loved ones." I mean.
Why would
He's just a very like I said, very funny guy.
I mean, why would anyone want to go back to the basement? I mean, come on.
I don't know. I gotta pay rent there. I gotta
The
pay
basement.
rent
That's
here.
crazy.
I got friends here. I got friends over there too.
Yeah.
But I got new friends here.
$1,300. You pay $300 in rent. All you got to do is not ring the bell, and you're good to go.
Oh, I haven't done that. I don't do that no more. I mean, and I do make more money than
Yeah,
he
that's all you
does.
got.
Like on his Social Security.
Yeah, as long as you don't go
So
crazy over there.
yeah, just gotta maintain, and things are good. Like I said, today
That's it.
is
Easy. Don't
um
go out of your mind there with girls. But if you take it easy, you're gonna be just fine.
yeah today it's Friday night, and I'm having a
We have
show.
a
You know, I don't need to go out like 24/7.
can't hear Kevin anymore either. He cut out. I cut out. Probably my side.
I
Well, I
hear
don't know if
you
you're
good.
in the show, but I'll sign off because I don't hear Kevin's voice anymore. So if you're out there, everybody, thank you.
Wait. There we go. Can you hear me? Well, thank you, Big Al. I don't know. I mean, but I just checked my volume, and I adjusted the volume. I hope you guys can hear me a little bit better. Go easy on the girls, big guy. You know, just got to go out, have a good time, go home early, and just have a good time. Time is always good. But the old man, he is so worried about who is getting what, and because he ain't getting none. Big Kevin's always, yeah, I am always walking around. I'm out filming. I'm out walking around. I'm not filming, and I'm still out walking around. Stinky's jealous. Well, you know he is jealous because he is homebound, and he can't. Like I said, I mean, he won't go anywhere without Gilda. He won't go out anywhere by himself. We got Don C in the house. We got Scott in the house. Hello, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us. Smash that like button. But yeah, you guys kick back and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. How you doing, Don? Did you win the bet, Don, or did you lose the bet on how long it was gonna take for the old man to come back? Let me put the link back out if you want to come up and snicker at the old guy. Hello, all. Hello, all you overlate. Uh, we all can't be like the malnourished and the uh, little skinny frail man. I'm surprised his little legs and his little arms can hold his weight. Ah, ah, I got. This is my like when I'm walking around or when I want to check like my blood pressure and everything. I just put this on because to show the old man that my blood pressure is excellent. My heart rate is good. My blood pressure. I'll try my blood pressure. It was 116 over 72. 116 over 72. That's my blood pressure. Frank, what is your blood pressure? Don't be shy. Tell us what you have. We have Don C in the house.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. This wonderful Friday, beautiful evening. How are you, Kevin?
Friday night.
Oh, it is Friday night. I just got
I'm
off a
doing
call
good. I'm
with
feeling
America.
good.
Yeah, good, good. You look good. You look good. You're walking tall, uh, looking good.
I'm
Got to
not
knock
I'm
the
not
ladies off with a
hunched
stick.
over. My head's not
Not hunched
hunched
over.
over.
You're not shuffling. If you ever hear Frank when he's walking around, he shuffles. It's like those old people in those old folks' home that shuffle around. He's a shuffler.
Oh,
And then, of course, those nails, they keep him from walking very fast. Those were,
okay. Kind of
those,
like a
I
governor.
think, well, it's exactly right. I think someone mentioned that they think Frank's nails on his foot were actually more dangerous than the knife that Barry had at the bar. So
Oh,
I
hell yeah.
believe that.
Imagine him trying to kick, but he can't kick very high because he's low to the ground.
He definitely is low. And like I said, Kev, you could lose a few more pounds. I could lose a few more pounds, but Frank can't grow 6 more inches. And 5'2", if he grew 6 inches, he'd be right at the 5'2", or what they consider small man category,
Yeah,
instead of the
I
dwarf
think Barry
category.
is probably that way.
I think Barry is the 5'2". Barry qualifies as what we medically call small man. Now Frank is 6 inches under that, so he's what they call a tall dwarf. A dwarf is what they call him. So and that's fine. I'm sure he's acclimated to the fact that he's never going to be able to attain the status of a small man. He'll have to always be a dwarf, which would be a tall dwarf. That's the medical classification for it.
My heart rate. 81 was the last time I checked. Was 81. Now we'll see what it is right now.
Fun size. That you remember, you may remember going back many years when Tootsie Roll had the regular size, and then they had the fun size Tootsie Roll. Frank is the fun size.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well,
Steve,
is the fun size, is that the bite size?
Well, that's definitely just the fun size. I mean, listen, there's a lot of good things coming with when you're small. You can crawl under fences and not have to go over fences. I mean, there's just 100 things you can do. Oh, well, see, I mean, Kevin,
somebody asked what my heart rate. It's 73.
That's almost athlete type heart rate, Kev. You could easily qualify for the Olympics with that kind of heart rate, and with that blood pressure.
But the old man saying that I got so much strain on my heart.
Oh, don't. Yeah, you can't listen to Frank. It's funny. Frank always gets really excited when he watches Greenland, the movie where only certain people are chosen for the apocalypse, where there's a nuclear war, there's a meteor coming to destroy the world. Every time he watches that movie, he comes on and talks about how only the engineers and the people that can bring something to the new society get chosen. But that's the whole script for Greenway. Every time he watches it, the next week we got to hear all this apocalypse stuff coming out of Frank that doesn't make any sense. You know, he's the guy that wants to say that the Earth is flat, but he knows that Fazio caught a lot of flack for it, and so he doesn't want to say it. But if he watches a movie that says the Earth is flat for another week, Gilda and the gang, I call them the gang, are going to have to hear that flat Earth crap.
I did it again. 104. My heart rate is 104.
Well, you got excited when we talked about, you know, when we start talking about Frank, it gets everybody excited. And I love this letter that Frank supposedly got this on behalf of the Lollipop Guild. It's exactly right. You know, I played around with Sora at putting Frank in that Wizard of Oz video where he's in there. And it just, you know, I just didn't have enough time, but oh goddamn, does he fit right in there? So that is funny. The Lollipop Guild.
Oh man, you know he auditioned.
Well, 70 some years ago, that, you know, he would have been 15 or 20 when that movie came out. You know, he's the oldest of all of us. Now he thinks there's something spectacular about living 7 years below average. I don't consider. Listen, if you're bowling and the average bowling is 180 and you bowl 172, there's nothing spectacular about that. You're still 8 under average. So Frank, you've still got 8 more years just to get to average. So, you know, don't be, you know, patting yourself in the back quite yet. And I don't know, did anybody remember, I brought this up today, I was laughing because this whole email that Frank supposedly got from the BI, and it's no. Frank's own language. Does anybody remember the response? And I don't remember whether it was to a lawyer or a judge or to some court filings, but actually Bama was correcting Frank on his language. It was so childish. It was hysterical. That was, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago. No, he's not gonna. No, 5 years. He's not gonna get 5 more years. Yeah, it was a court, right? It was so. It was like a crayon. He wrote it to the court. I mean, even Bama was laughing at his at the language and the spelling. Listen, if Bama corrects your English, damn. You know, instead of trying to sue, some other troll, go back to whatever college you went to where you got your 1.5, 159 grade point and sue them, because any college that would give you a degree, even a fake degree, and you couldn't spell or reason out a regular conversation or write out a very simple paragraph that made any sense. That's where your lawsuit should be.
On math.
No, I mean, that's where the money is. I mean, you could easily go to court and just, if you talk to the judge or a jury for 15 minutes, they're going to award you a very large settlement, because there's no way in the world they should have promoted you, got you through class, because quite frankly, you're an idiot. An idiot. There isn't any better way to say it. I mean, I would, a couple of years ago, I would have just said retarded. And hell, maybe I'll just say it, retarded. I've never seen anybody like it. So you know what? You should sue any school. Go back to grade school. Anybody that passed you along, dude. That they were all in on it. It was easier to get rid of you than to hold you back. That's right. Nobel Peace Prize. Even Frank's concept of how the world works, and that he comes up with ideas that somehow YouTube is going to go away. Made $36 billion last year, 14% increase from the year before, and yet somehow Frank. This is Frank's lie. You know, a lot of people are talking that YouTube are going to go away. Who actually says that, Frank? Instead of just lying,
Nobody.
why don't you just nobody? Of course, that's
Well, lying, but
only one person,
a lot
Frank.
of it is fabricated. He makes the shit up.
You know what? You're exactly right, Passport. I think. Listen, I literally laugh thinking about this. I could put up $1,000 and I could take a third grader from the island and put them up against Frank and say and ask them questions, and there is no way Frank would beat a third grader. For just general knowledge questions, math, science, spelling, grammar. Even if he barely understood English, would those people even understand? There's a document I think going to be floating around. Somebody has texted me that the Frank response to a lawyer or a court document I think is going to be posted, just because we should all get another laugh at that. Anyways, there's no way he could. Well, he can't even clip his nails. You're right. There's Barry.
But when
Is that Barry?
He can't bend over, or he can't.
Well, listen, his whole life until he moved to the Philippines, he didn't have a pedicurist come to his house and cut his nails. So either Big Al did it, one of his dogs chewed it off. Maybe he trained a dog to chew off the end of the nail or something. But but that photo right there. Listen, you can pull up a photo of a griffin, which is a cross between a lion and a horse, I think, or something like that. But you'll see those claws. That is those are griffin.
Griffin is a lion and an eagle.
Eagle, that's it. It's the talons of an eagle.
But wait, I'm retarded, he says. So don't listen to me.
Listen, if Frank was able to get up at a small tree and get up on a limb and wrap those talons around a tree, I don't care how big a storm came, he would be completely safe. There's no way he could fall off.
Get those things dug in.
Let me see. Where's Lefty saying? Man, you must be so bored in your life that you are so bothered. In fact, oh, come on, Lefty. We just enjoy having fun with the guy that's the easiest.
We're just poking
Come on stage.
Because
Yeah.
he's going to be spawned no matter what. What's going on, Lefty, all around?
There's Frank. I mean, no, there's not. Is that Frank? No, there's Popeye. Popeye's there.
Yeah, Popeye's here. I hope everything is going good for you, Popeye. I hope it's not too hot, like you didn't get the heat wave that the northern states were getting. I like Frank. He is
The pedicurist. Let me tell you that he can't pay her enough money. Do you remember the movie? What was it? Dumb and Dumber.
Are the kids?
Wait a minute. You remember the movie Dumb and Dumber when they were getting all dolled up to go to the owl rescue, and they used the big grinders on their toenails? I'm sure she, it's a piece of heavy duty equipment, something that Fazio would have appreciated to knock the nails off that bad boy.
Gilda's saying you don't pay me enough to fuck with those toes.
No, I'm sure Fazio would have given the guy a thumbs up and a bang the pot to whatever pedicurist, whatever heavy equipment she had to use to knock those nails down.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's our own version of the 90-Day Fiance. That is exactly right. That's beautiful. That was that guy with the no neck, that crazy guy in the Philippines, no neck guy. Yeah. Well, we're all waiting to find out where Frank is going to go when he gets deported. Just a question. Definitely, the document was fake, and we're all enjoying laughing at it. He's a constant sense of amusement.
Good entertainment.
He is definitely that. The funny thing is, he doesn't get that people are laughing at him and not with him. All those fake laughs and the 4 or 5 people that actually talk on this. And sure enough, one of his customers. One of the subs it was in your channel the other night. I can't remember what the guy's name, Cover Charge or Coinbase, whatever the hell his name was. he was here, and of course, I knew Frank was going to give him shit when he came back on his channel, and because Frank doesn't like
Oh.
anybody to come over here.
Well, of
What was his
course
name?
not, 'cause he's jealous.
Cover Charge or some shit like that. I can't remember the guy's name is. No, he's not coming to Thailand. Nobody speaks English around Frank, and they're and when he comes here, he will have a surprise if he comes to Thailand. So I don't think he's going to come here. He's made enough enemies here, and filing charges here are much easier than filing charges in the Philippines. So, Counterflow, that's him. That's the guy. He was on here the other day, and he was a decent guy. He was saying things, he wasn't bashing Frank. He wasn't bashing you. He's kind of in the middle. But of course, Frank, can't stand it that somebody would come on your channel and then go to his channel again. Yes, exactly right. He will disappear. And there'll be some small patch of rice in some field out in the middle of nowhere that is growing an extra, foot a year, and nobody knows why. That's where he'll disappear.
It's amazing he's still there.
Expat crap, dude. Oh yeah. Well, expat crap. Don, don't you think it's a little unfair having an entire? But you don't understand. There's only 3 of us. These are all fake accounts, as Frank says. He doesn't have a whole community. There's only a couple of us. We're changing our voices. We're using all kinds of devices, AI. There's only 3 or 4 people, is what Frank has said, are against him. All the rest of it is just fake.
Yeah, that got to be true. If Frank said it got to be true.
Hey, Steve, that's exactly right. I thought he was going to kick him off too, because he was hot. That Counterflow came over here.
So I want to know where the diploma is that was supposed to be.
Hey, Popeye, how you doing?
Can anybody help me out with that? Where's that diploma? That bachelor's degree that was supposed to be coming in the mail. Where did that go?
not actually going to happen, expat. Who knows? You know what? But Frank is the only person in the whole genre, everywhere, that I ever met in my life. A 71-year-old man who could be persuaded to go through all and jump the hoops to try to find a diploma. Nobody else would give a shit. Everybody else would say, I'm not going to, who gives a shit at this point? But of course, he's so easy. He's as easy as whipping a racehorse. You can just, if I say he never exercises, the next day he puts up, the Jane Fonda, 5 kilo weights lifting. If I say he doesn't have a diploma, the next day he's ordering a diploma, no matter what it costs to get there. He's so easy to manipulate. He's like that bag boy at Publix that he's not all there, and you could make fun of him all the time, but you don't really want to. But for Frank, he is that bag boy that's easy to manipulate and fun to play with.
Yeah, I have to say, I've been really disappointed in him lately because, every time he comes on, he sounds like he's circling the drain, man. It's just like gibberish. It's like,
well, it's all the drugs.
Maybe a too many
Lexapro
or benzodiazepines, And I have to say, you are correct. When Bama is correcting your reading and your writing, you're in fucking trouble. You're in a lot of trouble.
You hear that, Frank? Come on up, Frank. You're among
Frank
friends.
doesn't have the balls to come up here. That's why we call. Dude, how long have we been calling this guy One Nut? Okay. Dude, this guy's got so many nicknames that's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Here's a guy that's dodged the draft, faked the bachelor's degree diploma. Let's see. his girlfriend's going to Cebu, fucking some guy named Dylan. I mean, he's taking care of somebody else's kids in the house. He doesn't even
No,
live in
but
the
see,
house
when
anymore,
Yoda goes, the kids go.
you know?
Well, of course they have to go. As I told you, the best locks in the house are inside doors in the kids' room, and I'm sure as part of the night, it's the kiss goodnight. I love you. Lock your door and make sure to move your bed in front of the door, or slide the dresser in front of the
He
door.
don't go in.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know,
Listen, the kid's 9 years old. He's got back muscles and shoulder muscles, like a 30-year-old, because he's having to move the dresser every night from the wall over in front of the door.
Doing a deadlift.
and the last commenter is correct. I mean, fucking Bama looks like he graduated summa cum laude compared to Frank. Okay.
He's one of the most unintelligent people I've ever come. It's quite fascinating, really. And I've told a couple of people to watch his show just because it's hysterical to listen to. I mean, in the end, if he was actually playing a character, if the whole thing was a big joke, it would make more sense than this somebody that's this dumb that's out there that's telling these crazy stories about how things are going to work in the future and how his idea of how the world works and how business works is like it's literally like somebody that lived on an island all their life and never went to school, like
It had
an
to
Aborigine.
brain damage. It has to be brain damage.
He's coming for a rude awakening because he's at the 4 or 5 month mark of overstay, and I can tell you what's going to happen. They're going to let him overstay for about a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they're going to come pick him up. And then when they throw his ass in fucking jail, all these expats he's giving shit to, they're going to file cases on him.
Expat crap. You're somewhat right. But he's funny when he talks about, and he means this. This is not just some bullshit. He says this, that he can't believe that he doesn't have 100 to 200,000 listeners. Now, listen, I don't know how long you want to listen to about the ants and about painting the cabinet and about the sewer that was just draining into his yard, but he is fun to laugh at. There's no question about that. He's one of the funniest things I've ever seen on YouTube. I'd rather watch him. I watch him on the Copycat channel just because he's funny to laugh at. Not that he's interesting or knows anything.
The whole 6 hours.
Nobody can. You literally. Here's the trick. I'll give you how you do it. So Frank always says, well, how does Don have a career? And it's easy. He has an hour and a half show. You scroll into the last 16 minutes, 16 to 17 minutes, because the first hour and 14 minutes is just bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's crap that the last 16 minutes is where he goes off the rails on every single conversation. So that's the fun part. So I listen to 16 minutes on 6 shows a day, which ends up being, an hour and 10 or 15 minutes. And I do that when I'm walking. I take the Copycat channel, and then I compile it down to get to the last 16 minutes of every show. And I know exactly what he talked about.
Yeah, but, dude, I was looking at the replay channel, and he's got 357 videos up there. That's a lot of fucking videos, and that's just it within a 2-year time frame.
Expat crap. Now, come on now. Now, don't get me down that road. That I heard that Frank saved a poor girl in a wheelchair. Now I had to know. Okay, so not only right. So not only do I know you're not part of Frank's gang of 3, But now I know you're just someone who's fucking with the crowd because you know that that's not true. And that's just a funny statement. Babe, the girl in the wheelchair? Oh, my God. That is so funny. Poor Nika. You know, what she had to endure with Frank.
Well,
It must
poor Gilda, too. You know,
It
she
must
goes
have
through hell
really
every
just-
day.
It must
Gilda had a hard life. She has been through a lot. And then to, you know, have as many kids and poor as a church mouse. You know, Frank's saying they've got more money than him. It's just bullshit. They're poor as church mice. And so she's got, you know, she's had a hard life. And so Frank buying her a house, you know, she's going to put up with a lot. Now, you know, her history is having to deal with, you know, some pretty shady characters for years and years and years. And you know, and sometimes at the end of the night, maybe she had enough for a Jollibee burger. And maybe sometimes she had a little more to be able to help the kids. But now that Frank is paying all the bills, and she's going to put up with a lot. And she has put up with a lot. So I give her the creds to do two things. One is she's earning her keep 100%. But she knows this is the only chance she has. You know, no one else is looking for an older pot-belly 50-year-old woman with 8 kids. That's not happening. That is on the list of no one. And her belly is, Frank showed her the other day. She does have a belly, a pot belly, and she better put that girdle back on, Frank. And you better take those conversations about weight and have some conversations with Gilda.
But Frank will tell you he's not paying for sex.
Of course not. You don't pay for sex if you don't have any. He's been impotent for years. I mean, and so if anybody watch, what was that movie? God, what the hell was that movie where the guy like put the nitro over his face and he was like all fucking crazy? I can't remember. Blue something. Somebody help me out of the thing. Blue, what was it? Blue something. Anyways, that's Frank. You know, maybe Gilda does a dance on the end of the bed, you know, and she, you know, some kind of a dance, you know, and she puts flowers on him and maybe rubs his feet with olive oil around, you know, not touching the talons, and that's enough for him. But his, you know, his wee, who he's admitted, Blue Velvet. That's it. So that you gotta watch the movie Blue Velvet.
Can I just say something though? Personally, I don't think his shit works. I think the only thing that works
it hasn't
is
worked in years. No, it hasn't worked in
The only
years.
thing that works is that fucking mouth, and that's all that fucking works.
And maybe he's a muncher. That makes sense. Maybe you know, he can't do anything else, and maybe he'll throw a couple of munches at her way. But and Gilda, listen, there's nobody going to be more skilled at faking pleasure than someone who's spent 20 or 30 years doing it. So, you know, so she, you know, 1 minute in, she's given the Seinfeld tap on his head saying, okay, it's all good. Oh, I'm so satisfied. And maybe that works.
You know what? I'd like to say something too as well. Like, it takes a lot of fucking to make 8 kids. A lot of fucking.
And in between the fucking, where
It's
was
not
all
8
the?
fucking to have 8 kids. It's
No,
a lot of fucking to have 8 kids.
Let me tell you that she was she was accepting that cream pie on a regular basis. She was creamed up constantly. I mean, 8 kids is what 12, at least 8. We only know about 8.
12-hour shifts.
Yeah, that's and that's a lot of that's a lot of that's a lot of that. That's a lot of backdoor action. I mean, so she's got to be loose as a goose, and her pot belly shows 8 kids. I mean, hell, shit, I don't have any kids. I got a pot belly. So if I had 8 kids, I'd have a much bigger pot belly. Creamed up constantly. That's exactly right. Expat crap. I see you're coming around. Yes, creamed up constantly. That would be. Listen, she lived in a cream pie for 20 years. She had a pearly necklace. She wore a pearl necklace, and I hear Frank's been talking about this woman, some 8 Mile, wearing a pearl necklace or something for the last couple of days. Let me tell you this. You don't have to look around the room very far to find someone who wore a pearl necklace for about 20 years. Constant.
But anyway, what do you think about his fake letter? That was pretty.
Dude, come on. Yeah, nobody believed that letter. That was just the fact that the writing or the language is the same as Frank's. So somehow the person who wrote the letter grew up Italian in the Bronx in New York City to write that letter. So maybe there's some Filipino who got taken to America, grew up as an Italian in the Bronx, and then came back to the Philippines and got into the government and wrote Frank that letter. That's the only way that would work.
Oh, well, we all know it's fake. And when you listen to the replay channel and stuff like that, it explains that shit at the start there, which is pretty much spot on. At the end of the day, he's worried. He's very, very worried.
Of course he
in the
is.
situation at the moment.
That's fake. As the receipt his poor mom had to produce when occasionally someone would catch her with that pot roast under the skirt. When pot roast Gilda or pot roast, what was her name? Glinda. What was it? I can't remember what his mom's name was, but pot roast Sheila, I think, or Sheena, whatever. Anyways, she was the pot roast queen of Brooklyn. She would, whip through a grocery store, and a pot roast would disappear up under the skirt, and occasionally they would catch her, and she had a receipt. His diploma and that letter just as fake. He comes from 65 years of faking documents.
That letter was real as Gilda's love. Wow.
Oh my God. There's nothing more nauseating than hearing Frank talking about pleasing someone when we know he pee-pees his panties on a daily basis. And
So he
nothing
does
worse.
wear women's panties. I knew that.
Well, because they're easier to clean out in the sink. If you have men's real underwear, because Frank has a lot of discharge, he's older, and plus he has said that he wee-wees himself quite frequently. It's much easier.
Out of his pecker.
Yeah, it's much easier to wash out the sink, like a small woman's bikini panties.
Well, I bet
Bit of a
he gets
double
pissed
dream.
when she's wearing them.
Jay, how you doing? How you doing over in Australia, Jay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. But
And Papa, you still there?
I'm
Yeah, I'm
getting a bit
still
itchy. I need to get out of here.
I don't want to take the whole thing. I listen. I want you guys to enjoy that. I'm going to jump off.
I've been just enjoying what you're saying here, dude.
Listen,
I
I speaketh the truthest, and
this guy's going to end up in BQ10. They're going to file cases. He's not leaving Philippines.
no.
This is his
Well,
last.
if he does, it'll be in one of those fires that they burn a dead person, and his ashes may float over the sea and land in Arkansas or somewhere. But he's not, as a person, going to be. He's not getting a plane ticket out of there.
He's not getting a plane ticket out. His days are numbered. All you got to do is sit back and watch the implosion. That's all you have to do. I mean, there's nothing more to do. And, the bureaucratic silence of Manila immigration is fucking killing him.
Chubba Wubba, I agree with you. I think that's actually could happen. I think Barry could get out and be home, and Frank be there, and be the guy that is trying to hook up with Vitaly or somebody and just trying to pay people for protection. Listen, if you're a twerfy, a tall dwarf, you're going to need protection, and it's going to cost you some money. There's not a twerfy in the Philippines that's not paying 20, 30,000 pesos a month for protection. And there can't be more than 4 or 5 of them there. So, tour fees are, you don't find them very often. And here we have one right in our genre.
Now, I'm telling you, man, the minute he enters Bicutan or Bilbed prison, he's going to look at somebody the wrong way and they're going to kick his ass.
I wish Frank would come on. Frank, you can talk. I would love to debate you on anything: politics, religion, business, anything. It doesn't matter. Please come on. I would love to get you. We could have people throw words and let's spell words or math contests. Let's add or subtract. Go ahead.
Don, he doesn't know anything about politics, so he can't talk about that.
Oh my God! Yeah, of course he doesn't know politics, but maybe simple math.
He's a
problems.
commie, that's why.
Oh God!
He's a fucking Democrat, mate. He don't know fucking what the fuck's going on.
He's not even a Democrat. He's so far left. He's far left of the Democrats. Like because he watched the movie Greenland, and now he's far left of Democrats. So if Frank watches a movie, he thinks it's true, and then now Frank's gonna, that's what Frank believes. So whatever the latest movie is, now if he's watching Seinfeld, I can figure out what he's doing. But then he starts talking, and I go, shit, what movie did Frank just watch? And I go, oh, Greenland. He's watched Greenland again. Now he's talking about everyone's going to get an alert to their phone that's going to tell them, oh, you're an engineer. We're going to save you, but you're not an engineer, so we're not going to save you. I go, oh, shit, he's watched Greenland again. I can tell exactly what movie Frank watched by what his show is for the next week.
You know that woman, Maxine Waters?
Yeah.
That reminds me, that's a female version of Frank. To the fucking team.
I get that. That is great. That's a perfect example. You know what? I'm going to ask AI if those two are the same person and see if they can, if it can't put those two together and make it real. Hey, funny, Frank just figured out Chat GPT. Now, I've been on OpenAI and Chat for, I don't know, 6, 7 years. Frank just found it somehow. It just appeared. And now all of a sudden, that's Frank's best friend. Anyways, Frank, you're just a joke, dude. We love laughing with you, laughing at you. There's nothing you say that's funny, but laughing at you is hysterical. So keep it up. Stay or go. It's just like what you talk about with Barry. If he stays, pays you the money, or goes, it doesn't matter for me because you're never going to get off. As I said, when you're dead, you'll do 3 more shows after you're dead. You can't get off. And it doesn't matter how many times you say, I'm going to quit. I'm not going to go on here. You saw some woman with foxes that killed herself because people were bullying her. And you went, okay, I'm not going to be on anymore. And you didn't last 12 hours. Now, I bet 40 hours, and I lost the bet with Big E. But this is just how you are. You can't get off because you can't stand that everyone doesn't love you. And that's the funny part, is that no one likes you. The couple of people on your show they're here, but I'm not going to show you who they are. But the people who are actually patting you in the back are the same people that are sitting right here saying you're an asshole. It's funny. I love it.
Hey, let me say something here. That photo there, them pterodactyl nails that you just had up there, Kevin.
Oh my God.
Now let me say something. Right? Now you're with a Filipino that loves you and stuff like that. And I've been with many when I'm in the Philippines and stuff. You'll lay on the bed and they'll just cut your toenails, they'll cut your fingernails, they'll just start doing it. You know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah. So what the fuck
is
that?
America. What are you talking about? You could be in America. You could be living with a woman in America, and she's going to see you have toenails that look like a fucking badger, a Canadian badger, and go, let me cut those motherfuckers. But nope, in his world, Well, Gilda's not going to touch them because look, he's walking around sewer water all day.
Ew.
He doesn't walk around.
Well, the sewer was just they did a fake sewer. It only went down 3 inches. Just fucking running the sewer water around his house, and so he's walking around. So you saw not only the toenails. Look at how dirty they are. You guys
Who
got
took that
dirty.
Where did that come from? Where'd that photo come from?
Well, because Frank took a shot down and showed his photograph. Now, I did not take it. I'm getting all the credit for it. But quite frankly, someone else took the photograph and did a good job.
Terrible, man. That looks pretty.
Well, of course,
bad.
because no, listen.
Pre-mortal.
If you're compared to a fucking human badger or some fucking a monitored lizard, that is fucking pretty bad. And that's why he wears socks with sandals. He's trying to hide those fucking nasty talons.
But why doesn't Gilda? We should just put on Gilda. Why isn't she cutting his fucking nails?
Look, how much can Gilda do? She's got to fucking listen to, about how Frank, was instrumental in building Grey Gardens movie and watch it 2 times a day. And how much can we put on Gilda? She's got to, we got to give her a break and go, all right, we get it. You can't watch Grey Gardens every day, and you can't hear about how Frank didn't stack salmon, and he really was this great guy, and he knew Denzel Washington and Drew Barrymore, and they were best friends. How many times can she hear that fucking story? So if she don't cut his toenails, I go, you know what? She gets a pass.
They're absolutely filthy, though. It's
Oh,
pretty
fuck.
bad.
Why
Fucking-
is this Filipino not cutting its nails?
Yeah, she deserves a pass on that. She don't get a pass on many things, but she gets a pass on that. I wouldn't fucking do those nails for any amount of money. I wouldn't try to tackle that fucking job.
Why doesn't he cut them?
Well, because he, reaching down and listen, he's not stupid. He does the Jane Fonda workout, but does he really want to fucking reach down and touch those fucking those nasty toes that are skimping through the sewer water around his house? Ant-covered sewer water. So no one wants to touch him. He's kind of like a rat that is in one of these nuclear explosions, like those nuclear accidents, and those rats get really big and nasty looking. I think Frank's toes are doing the same thing. They're in this nuclear wasteland, and they're growing big and hairy and nasty.
Come on up, Frank.
Yeah, come on, Frank. Let's talk about vitamins.
Or the Xanax.
Yeah. Today he posted on Ricky. He's not taking any medication at night. Come on now.
We should send him some fucking toe clippers from Lazada or something.
maybe instead of rice gate, we'll do a toenail gate.
Well, he said he's not taking no more medicine because I said I'm not taking none, so he has to not be taking any now.
He's popping those goddamn things right and left. You can bet your ass on that.
Yeah,
Just keep the little kids away from him.
Oh, well. I think tomorrow, Frankie boy, if you're listening, I think you need to do a bit of a nail chop and do a live stream and show us that you've got the job done, or Gilda's got the job done, or someone's got the fucking job done, or one of those kids fucking sawed them off with an hacksaw. But you need to get those fucking pterodactyl fucking claws cut off you. Put wings on you, you'll fly away. It's fucking pretty bad.
Nothing to brag about.
Looks like they haven't been done in a while. In a long while.
Frank's
It looks
lonely
like-
horse.
It looks like neglection. You know?
Well, yeah, his whole body's that way though.
Looks like-
Neglected.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what his love life is like.
Well, you know what they look like. You know, if anybody remembers when Howard Hughes, he'd gone crazy.
Oh,
And he was living in the top of the Sahara Hotel, I think, in the penthouse, and he had nails, long toenails, just like Frank. Now, at that point, Howard Hughes was having an affair with a golden retriever. Now, and that kind of makes sense. Like, he had a dog that slept with him, and like his personal assistant that took the pictures of his nails. You can actually Google and see pictures of Howard Hughes' nails and his toenails. It looks exactly the same thing. And a couple of those dogs are very close with Frank, so I would not be surprised if he has that Howard Hughes syndrome.
wow. Yeah, but Howard Hughes was a germ freak, and
Yeah, same thing.
all these other problems. So Frankie's probably the same as him.
Yeah. He had a couple of female dogs around the house that he was very close with. So that's exactly it. Just sharing the peanut butter, exactly right.
Is that a cat
Popeye.
there?
Have a link to Frank's channel? No, I don't.
No, you can find him. Well, actually, it's hard to find because he changed the name every 2 days.
Does he really? Still, huh? I'm sure
Brave
somebody knows.
Popeye, Navy B-2 pilot. Come on, Pala Boy, really? No, he's not doing that. Well, this has been fun. I enjoyed the conversation. I missed Frank's explosion yesterday, and I think even the copycat channel missed it because it happened so quickly. Dude, those things are fun. Those are some Muay Thai. Those are some Muay Thai toenails. No question. Those are secret weapon.
Like a lethal weapon.
Oh, geez, those were nasty. Yeah, that's him. Asia P1. And of course, Frank has said he doesn't have any, no sock accounts, but there's 3 accounts that have the exact same, and I have them all saved. Of course, Frank lies constantly. But yeah, you have to go take a look at that. Study fingernails over your 7th. Yeah, there you go. Not these matter. Yeah, there you go. Use that for a link. Well, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. Jay, Popeye, Kevin, you guys are always great. I enjoy your shows always.
Yeah,
And
we enjoy your work that you do on AI and everything. So thank you for helping us out.
It's always a pleasure, Kevin, to come out and talk with you guys.
Don C., before you go, I dropped out a few minutes ago because watching the news here, Supreme Court decisions are coming down.
Really, I've been watching a couple of them that came out.
Yeah.
What's the first one?
And the first one was that the Supreme Court limited the injunctions that district courts can do.
Good. Thank goodness. That was crazy. You got this one Biden judge who's trying to stop everything, and I get it. I mean, they need to put a stop on that.
Yeah.
Hey, Popeye, tell us what was the split? Let me guess. 5-3, 5-4.
It was 6-3, I believe.
There you go.
Yeah. And here's the thing about it. It kind of reminds me of Frank with filing all these manifestations. This is what these liberals do, is they tie you up in court. I mean, Frank is just a quintessential liberal who likes to spend his fucking days in court fighting people. So it was a loss for the liberals. It was a loss for Frank and his bullshit. And I'm pretty happy with it.
I like that. I think that's exactly what they should be allowed. Listen, what the reality is, when you have elections, they have consequences. And this is the consequence. And we had to live with the last consequence. Now they have to live with this one. And I think I said, when they get men that have a ball sack and a dick or some made up dick out of women's sports, that's the next best thing. And that's just, that's my opinion. And, I think, I'm all for, women having their own sports. And I don't think any district or local judges should have jurisdiction over the president. So, like, I'm a Republican and I like Trump, which makes everything that Frank says makes me scratch and itch and go, you have no idea what you're talking about, because Frank never employed anybody. Frank never made more than $18,500 in his life. He can't imagine how someone can be 30 years old and be a vlogger with 300,000 subs. Because listen, if you stack salmon 10 high, for $12 a day, you can't imagine that somebody can actually make money. So, or be make money online. And so, that's just how Frank is. He thinks everybody either is one of two things: they're living on Social Security or have rich parents. He has no idea that people can save money or people can work online and make money. He's so old fashioned. He never saw that before. He can't even consider that. Anyways,
Well, he's not up with the times, so
of course not.
he's going to be.
I showed him stuff that we're working on. We're talking, so we're working with talking AI. He would not understand that it's not real. He would think it's real, and I could fool Frank into thinking that dinosaurs have come back and a Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to run against Trump, because he would believe that shit. I could show him a video of that. And Frank would say, "Oh, I'm going to vote for the Tyrannosaurus Rex because I think he's better than Trump because he's more liberal." And Frank would actually fucking believe that. He's that dumb. Anyways, listen, you guys have a great night. I'm going to listen in and enjoy the rest of my Friday night here in Thailand. And you've all been wonderful. And of course, Popeye, Kevin, always the best. Popeye, you're number one.
See, it's always good to hear.
And Jay, always follow. I wish you would allow comments, Jay. Your streams are right on. I think you're dialed right in, but you don't allow me to comment, and I would love to comment. So think about that in the future. You guys enjoy the rest of the night. I'm going to listen in and enjoy the rest of my night.
We appreciate you coming up and hanging out with us here in the bullpen.
Yeah,
And how are you doing, Popeye?
So, the weekend's coming. Frank is going to be sitting in his room, smoking, hovering over YouTube.
Oh, man, like a vulture.
Blasting that fucking aircon in his room. Dreaming about visiting the other rooms in the house at 0200. So,
he doesn't go to those rooms.
He can have fun with Gilda's children,
That's punishment for the kids to spend time with him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel sorry for those kids. I mean, I can only imagine the atmosphere in that household.
Oh, man. Oh, God. They got to be tense all the time.
I watched that video the other day, Popeye, done. It was pretty good, actually. I laughed my head off, to be honest.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. He's what I call easy pickings, man. I could pump out 2 or 3 of those a week. Man. There's so much material on him, and his hypocrisy is just so far up there. It's ridiculous.
But the good part too, as well, is where you got that part there where he's screaming at Gilda. And you can imagine he's doing that on live. Can you imagine when the camera's on? You know,
Oh fuck! Can you imagine the hell that they all live in?
like that was live on a live stream. He was screaming at us, saying, "You're arguing with me? Are you fucking serious?" You know what I mean? Like it's like, God damn. You imagine when it was off. You know, you can
No
imagine what
wonder,
happens
no
when
wonder why his daughter don't talk to him.
you know.
But so I wanted to come on here and tell you guys about the Supreme Court decision and wish you a good Friday night or Friday morning, whatever it is where you're at. And
Friday night, 9:22,
oh man, and
9:42. I apologize.
yeah, I tell you, I wish Frank the best of luck with VI. You guys,
We're rooting for you, Frank. Go, Frank. Go, Frank.
It's gonna need it.
you guys have a good night. It was great talking to you, man.
Thank you, Popeye, for coming out and hanging out with us.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Yep. Let me grab my cup so I can act like the great Michael Fazio. Bang a cup, make a lot.
Tonight though, Kev, you gotta get up, everyone. I don't know what's going on here.
That's okay. I'm not Frank that is terrified of his neighbors and everybody.
Doesn't have to be donations every night. It's just entertainment purposes only, right?
That's right. But give me the donations. Right, Frank? Come on, Frank. Dig into your little purse. Oh, fuck. So Jay, are you is your bags all packed? Are you ready to jump on your personal jet? And
Bags are actually packed, mate. They are packed.
see? How did I know that?
I suppose I better prove it.
You what now?
Let's see if these bags are packed, eh?
Lefty all around. Donald making Canada dollars. Well, that's good. The Thai bar here is very, very strong.
These bags look packed. They look packed. Huh? They look packed.
Oh, you got a nice house, Bill Deal.
Bags are packed. Ready.
We do get a donation. Thank you, Don C. We appreciate that because Frank got no. Wow.
There we go. $20.
There we go, buddy. Don't forget, this is all entertainment. We appreciate everybody coming up and hanging out with us here in the bullpen. It is always entertainment. Somebody's getting entertained one way or another. One way or another.
So how's it going there?
Appreciate that, Don C. We got Flying Circus in the house. I hope you're doing good, my friend. Flying Circus.
Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
No, I was asking you, how's it going there?
The weather's good. Raining out just a little bit, even though it's rainy season. There's quite a few people out and about. So yeah, things are going very good here.
Well, that's good then.
The food is wonderful. The people are very good. You don't see people, acting bad, except the Westerners. They're always a problem. But the local people, they go out of your way to help you out.
Yeah, but at the moment though, isn't tourism down there? It's a bit quiet.
Well, yes and no, because we are still getting quite a few tourists coming in, even though it's the low season, because of the rainy season, and it's still quite a few. I mean, the bar. I mean, it takes a little bit more time for the bars to build up, but they're all doing pretty good, and the restaurants are always running out. So yeah, everything is going good around here.
Oh, that's good then.
Flying circus. I'm glad you're okay. Good. That was from Don C. Yeah, yeah. Everybody here is waiting for you. Real deal.
Sorry, what was that?
Everybody is waiting for you to come and grace us with your humble abode.
Waiting for me to fucking ship on and ship out. I don't know if I can leave
Then
my.
you can go and visit Frank. That's something to look forward to. Oh, Frank. Frank, we need you because you are the man. Or if you're wearing the panties, you're the what? He, she, fucking lady boy. Man, you're an ugly lady boy.
You gotta have a class clown to laugh at,
Oh,
You gotta have a clown to laugh at in the community, and he is that clown. Make no
yeah.
doubt about it, But let him go. He's a bit worried, and his time's gonna come, and he's gonna have to move on. He may be in Thailand. He might be shipping up right beside you, Kevin.
Well, he could sit down next to me, and I won't bitch slap him. I'll treat him as good as he deserves.
If he went over
Maybe I
there,
will bitch slap him, but I'm not gonna do it behind his back. I'll just do it face to face. I'm gonna have to hunch over a little bit because I'm 6'1" and he's what 4'5". I'm 5'9". No, I'm 4'9".
don't worry,
Yeah,
he's already doing research, looking at places where he can go because I think he knows he's on his way out. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think Gilda can come with him? That's just more baggage that Frank has to carry.
Or to run two households and stuff like that. She'd probably come for a few months and stuff like that and get sent back and that, but it's just not financially viable for him at the moment. He's got court cases going on. He's still spending money. The house to maintain.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
He doesn't even own. It gets a bit expensive, you know what I mean? So he's probably going to have to do the Lone Star and go out by himself and see if he can, maybe make things work. It might be Thailand, it might be Vietnam. I'd hate for him to go to Cambodia. God bless his soul if he does, but in for a rude shock if he goes there. But it'll be one of those two countries where he'll be heading. But he's not going to park himself right in the middle of fucking Pattaya or Bangkok on the main fucking street. He'll go out a bit, far away.
Or he'll get lost. Nobody holding his hand.
Yeah, but he won't. He'll go out a bit. You know what I mean? He won't park himself right in the fucking mix because he won't get out. He won't go down the elevator and walk down the fucking main street and park himself up at a bar because he doesn't do that. Even though there's photos of him doing that, but he just won't do that because he'll be too frightened. He'll be scared. He's by himself. He's like a frightened rabbit on cocaine. You know what I mean? He doesn't know what's going on. If Gilda's not holding his hand, he's freaking the fuck out. He's freaking the fuck out right now as we speak because he doesn't know what's going on. He sent his lawyer to Manila. He paid a lot of money for that shit to find out what's going on. The Manila office basically told his lawyer to fuck off. You're not getting the information. They keep trying to go into the Cebu office. They're not giving him any information. When that shit starts happening, you sort of know, hang on a minute, I'm on my way out. You know what I mean? It's time to go. Let's be honest here, you know? If they're not communicating with you, they're not sharing stuff with you, they're basically telling you to piss off, you know? So if I was him, I'd be packing my shit and leaving before you actually get apprehended, you know what I mean? I'd be out. I'd be gone. Well, that's just me anyway. He can sit there as long as he's want with his cotton socks and his long pterodactyl nails and spruiking shit that he got an email from the fucking PI and all that sort of stuff and everything's on his side and all the rest of it. It's just a fucking illusion. He knows it's illusion. We know it's illusion. You know what I mean? He's fucked and he knows he's fucked. And that's the goddamn truth. It's just a matter of time. And he ain't got a lot of time. Oh, Frankie boy, at his age. He ain't got a lot of time, you know?
Well, the clock is ticking, so you know.
Time's ticking.
But again,
He's worried.
this is only entertainment purposes.
Hold on a minute. He's worried about a law that hasn't even been implemented yet. That's got to be voted through fucking Parliament, so it's not even locked in yet. He's threatening people. I think he threatened you the other day. He goes, "Oh, you can't be putting thumbnails up," and "Oh, Ricky, oh, you walk around a lot and stuff like that. I'd hate to see you get a fine or something like that, or get dragged into the immigration." It's like, why? You're going to be the first one to ring him up. You're going to be the first one to dob him in. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, look. Someone walked past the camera and he showed his face. Look. You know what I mean? That's the sort of fuck we need. So when
you
you're
know, next time,
life,
hey Jay,
Kevin,
next time,
and you do that stuff in life, it comes back on you. And this is the part where it comes back on him, which he can't handle at the moment. He doesn't like it. But this is the part when the karma, like he likes to talk about karma, well, that's coming back on him now. So it's his turn for his karma, and he doesn't like it. Like I said, and I've said it before many a times, he who stirs the shit pot must lick the spoon. It's time for him to lick the spoon. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, but nobody likes to walk in their own shit or waddle in their own shit.
Yeah, well, you know, he's had it coming for a while. It's his own fault. He bring it on himself. If I was in his position and I was carrying on like that, I would have already left the country. You know what I mean? You know, you can wait and get thrown in fucking bigoton. What's your choice?
Well, I don't think he'll like to be in jail. I don't think he could last. I mean, with like his size and the way he acts towards other people, I don't think he could last in jail.
Oh yeah, he's a very small man, and he's just about to hit the 6-month mark on his immigration. He knows that, and that's automatically 12 months there. If you haven't paid the immigration for 6 months, that's 12 months blacklist right there. So that's why he's trying to hurry shit up, send his lawyer in there, get this stuff sort of resolved. But it's already been resolved, It's a waste of time. It's just a matter of time. He can spruik off as long as he wants and carry on like a goose that he
We
is.
wish you all the best, Frank. We wish you all the best.
That's what I could say. And it's just a matter of time where they come pick him up or say, look, we're going to give you a choice. You can leave, on your own accord, or we're gonna lock you up. You know, they're gonna give him a 5-year fucking blacklist, and you know, he's going to have to make some decisions. He's going to have to, you know, work out what he's going to do. And I know he's already been researching places in Southeast Asia where he's going to stay and all the rest of it. But the best place for him will probably be Cambodia. I think him, with his attitude and the way he acts and the income he's got, I think Cambodia
Can he
will
afford
be
that?
place for him, you know. So it's a last chance saloon, you know what I mean? All of Asia, the last chance saloon. You're off to Cambodia. Yeah.
We
So
wish
we'll see
Frank all the best in Vietnam.
what's going on. No, I wish him the best, you know what I mean? Like his reign of terror has gone on for a while. And, you know, it's time to go. It's that time when it's time to go. And he doesn't like it. And he feels entitled. And, you know, he's been, you know, mistreated. And he shouldn't be the one to go and all the rest of it. And, you know, it's okay to
You
send
don't
someone else away from their family. But if you do it to him, it's not okay. It's like if it can happen to anyone else, it can't happen to me. And it happened to him, and it has happened to him. It's just a matter of time. So as soon as he gets his head around it and realizes that, the better off he's got to fucking be. So he needs to get his plans in check. He needs to work out where he's going to stay, what country he's going to go to. Hopefully don't run into people that he's been bad-mouthing because he might get a fucking smack in the mouth. And he's just got to work that out and try and do it on the little budget he's got, and you know, realize it's going to be a long time that he's going to be gone. He's probably not going to make it until he gets back, and so might as well just give Gilda a big kiss on the fucking forehead and say, "Thanks for cutting my nails, but I'm not going to be around for a while." You know.
Well, she's taller than he is.
Sorry.
Gilda's taller than Frankie.
Well, most girls are taller than Frank. Nothing personal.
No, I don't think he can. Can Frank speak Vietnamese?
He's only a small man, you know. Small man with a big mouth.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, I'm going to jump off, mate. I'm going to go to bed. It's late here.
All right, my friend. I'm gonna get off too. It's been almost 2 hours. Thank you guys for coming out. Jay, thank you for coming out. I'd like to thank Big E for coming out. Popeye for coming out. Don C for coming out. Also, thank you, Don, for the super chat. We appreciate that.
All right, I'm out. Later, everyone.
All right, my friend. Yeah, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. You know he's gonna have a show talking about Kevin. He can't do this. He can't do this. His blood pressure is not real. Again, you guys, this is only entertainment. And we're not being personal. We're not trying to do a witch hunt to get him and everything. This is only entertainment. Yes, Jay, good night. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Eat, drink, and be merry. But tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen. So always live life to the fullest. Sometimes we're not perfect. Nobody is. There was one person, and that was a couple of thousand years ago. But yeah, you guys, live life to the fullest. Enjoy your life. Don't worry about the other guy's life. just get out and have a good time. Frank, go take Gilda out and show her a good time. Take her out dancing. Take her out, maybe take her out for lunch. Maybe take her out for a buffet. Maybe take her out for brunch. You know, but get out and take her out. And maybe she has to pay, but that's okay. But yeah, you guys get out, have a good time. Enjoy your life. Because for some people, life is going to be short because of their age. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy your time. If you got a family, enjoy it with your family. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy yourself. All right, you guys. Thank you. Bruce Davis. Hello, Bruce. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing good. You came at the end of the show, but you can watch it over again. Oh, I want to give a shout out to my friend Pennsylvania Trucker. He's out bringing supplies and food to all of these good people all over the U.S. My buddy Steve. So yeah, you guys doing good. That's good, buddy. Steve Havoc Master. Give a shout out to Big E. He was up earlier and with his family going out for dinner, and his son and Honeyco and all of the kids with April. Yeah, like I said, Big E is a very lucky man to have a beautiful family like he does. Same with Don C. He got a beautiful wife. And my buddy Doug up in Chiang Mai, his daughter is up visiting with him, hanging out and everything. Not her first time. She's been here before. Like I said, there's a lot of you good people. Yeah, give a shout out to Barry too, and his lovely girlfriend Shar. Don't give up, Shar. We shall overcome. Oh shit! All right, you guys. Bruce Davis, I got a beautiful wife too, Big Kev. Well, congratulations on finding. Everybody has different views on beauty, but again, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. So it don't matter what we think; it only matters what you think. Gilda's good looking for her age. Gilda's in her 50s, and she looks okay for her age group. Frank, you look like, well, you don't look that great, but not all of us can look good. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. I'll talk to you all later on. Have a good weekend. Get out of the house. Enjoy yourself. Even though it is hot, be careful and carry water with you if you're out in these states that are hot. Always be careful. Look after your neighbors. If they're elderly, like the old man. He says I am old. I'm only 63. He's 71, and he got 1 foot in the grave already. Yes, Frank looks like he's 95. He acts like he's 95. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you all later on.